about this opportunity is opportunities don't come in the packages that always make sense. The next package that made sense for me was to become a third or fourth year vice president at Goldman Sachs. That's what you do. That's the next logical linear step. Now I was going to go on a reality show. And if you sit down and you plan your career and you're at college or you're in your work life and you go, in 7 years there'll be a show called The Apprentice and that's how, really have an opportunity. No, guess how life works. Opportunities come along in packages that you don't always recognize, but you have to have the foresight to act on them. So I go back into Goldman Sachs and I explain to them what I want to do. I want to go on this show, hear the reasons why. It's a platform for me. I think it'll be great. And I just need a 6 weeks leave of absence to go and film the show. And then I'll come back because I wanted to stay and see how it panned out. And they say, you know what? Great for the opportunity, but for you to go on this show, this is a very conservative firm and it will be a reputational risk for you to go on the show and be an employee of this firm. So if you want to do that, you will have to leave. So I essentially quit my job. I did not have another job. My dad is not rich. I had $100,000 in Harvard Business School loans, credit card debt, rent, everything. And I did it because I said, you know what, this is my opportunity. And the reason this is my opportunity is because it's like any risk you take in life. It is calculated. What is the maximum downside? The maximum downside is in 1 year, the show is a complete flop. Guess what? I go back to Wall Street, I start my job over again, exactly where I left off. They won't take away my Harvard MBA, they won't close Wall Street, and I'll be right where I started. Now, what if the show is a mega hit, i.e. 40 million viewers on the finale, only second to the Oscars and the Super Bowl, 20 million viewers per week, and you have a chance to put out an image in front of all of America that will lead to other opportunities. Now, obviously, I could have never done the math on that, but I could do some basic math, which is Mark Burnett is the #1 reality producer. NBC is the #1 network. Trump, people will watch for pure curiosity. Someone's going to watch this show. I can't say it's 20 million, I can't say it's 40 million. Someone's going to watch this show. So doing that, I calculated that risk and I said, you know what, this is a risk that's worth it because I don't want to be 65 and say, I had this opportunity to go on that apprentice thing and that could have been me and, the stories that people always tell. So I took a risk and I went out and became a part of the Apprentice cast. Now, the reason I wrap this story up and I say that this is the story of the unsung apprentice is because Dave Smith is that unsung apprentice. He's someone who took that calculated risk, who went out and unconventionally approached Mark Burnett Productions and really did what I call the definition of leadership. The definition of leadership, according to me, is the ability to inspire, the ability to inspire, convince, and teach others to raise the bar. To inspire, convince, and teach others to raise the bar. Now, how did Dave do that and how have I seen leaders do that over time? Number one, he had the ability to inspire me to leave my good job. We all know about our good jobs, don't we? Because we all have them. To leave my good job. And mine was good. I wasn't making a fortune, but it was good according to what is good on paper. And so he had the ability to do that. And as a leader, you have to be able to inspire people to see what's beyond them, to have vision. And he had the ability to do that. The next thing is he had the ability to convince me. You not only have to inspire people with the idea and the vision, but you have to, as a leader, be able to convince people to go over that wall. We're getting shot at, but we got to go over that wall and move forward. And he had the ability to convince me, to show me that there may be a promised land if we took this journey together. And then the third thing is he had the ability to teach me. Leaders have to have skill sets that you admire or that you want to emulate and that they can teach you and share with you so that you can come up to their level. Whether it's Michael Jordan leading the Bulls to 6 championships or other leaders who have taught great skills to the people who are around them, you have to be able to do that as a leader and you have to have something that other people want. The last thing that he did was he raised the bar. That is the most important thing that you do as a leader, the ability to raise the bar. Because everyone can be great as the ninth grade homecoming king. Everyone can be great when they graduate from undergrad. Everyone can be great when they went to Harvard Business School or worked on Wall Street. But the thing about my life is I've never been satisfied at just plateauing. I wasn't satisfied at Procter & Gamble. I wasn't satisfied at Goldman Sachs. And guess what? The Apprentice is not going to be the highlight of my life or my story. The Apprentice is simply a floor, not a ceiling, to continue to raise the bar. And that's a lesson that a lot of people don't take to heart. It's, I made it this far and now I'm comfortable. And the biggest barrier to success is comfort. You know that blanket feeling? That warm, cozy blanket feeling on Sunday afternoon that makes you feel comfortable? That's the biggest barrier to success. So that's the story of the unsung apprentice and why leadership is the most important differentiating factor.